Did you know that watching Korean content with English dubbing or English subtitles is an excellent way of improving your English skills? It helps you see how certain Korean expressions are translated into natural English. I'm Stephanie from Britsent, and today we're going to learn English by analysing some scenes from the globally popular series Squid Game. Let's look at the first clip.
나 오늘 상태 많이 안 좋다. 지금 나한테 야바이 치는 거면 오늘 내 손에 진짜 죽어. 어?
Hey, look, I had a bad day today. You pull a scam or you rip me off, well then I'll kill you, huh?
In the first scene, we hear two useful phrases. Pull a scam. This means to deceive or trick someone using a dishonest plan. The structure is pull a scam on someone. For example, you could say, the fake company pulled a scam on elderly people. Or, be careful when buying online. Some sellers try to pull scams. The second phrase is rip me off. This is an informal phrasal verb, and it means to cheat someone, especially by making them pay too much money. The structure is rip someone off. For example, that taxi driver ripped us off by taking a long route. Or, don't get ripped off when buying concert tickets. Always use official websites.
그 구슬 하나랑 이걸 다 걸으라고요? 그런 억지가 어디 있어요? 말이 안 되는 거잖아.
그럼 자네가 날 속이고 내 굿을 가져간 건 말이 되고?
I wager all I got just to get your one? What kind of nonsense is this? Makes no sense at all!
So then, that's what you did this whole time. That's tricking your friend like that. Makes sense to you?
Let's analyse our next scene. Here we have three interesting words. The first one is wager. This word is used as a verb here. It means to bet or risk something. Wager is also the noun form. Note that wager is normally a formal word, but it's commonly used in gambling contexts. Here are some other examples. I wouldn't wager my savings on that investment. He wagered his house on the game. Another useful expression is make sense. This means that something is logical or reasonable. We often say things like, it makes sense. It doesn't make sense. Does it make sense? For example, your explanation makes perfect sense. Or, it makes no sense to drive when we can walk. Another useful word from this scene is trick. If you trick someone, it means that you make someone believe something that's not true, especially when trying to cheat them. Similar verbs include deceive someone, but this is a bit more formal, fool someone, this is more casual, and con someone. This is more informal, and it's normally used in criminal contexts. Here are some examples with these words. Don't try to trick me. I know what you're doing. He was deceived by the fake advertisement. They fooled everyone with their disguises. Let's go to the next scene.
가면 쓴 놈들이 나보고 깍두기래. 짝이 안 맞아서 혼자 남은 사람을 깍두기라고 하잖아.
The math guy said I was the weakest link. Like when nobody chose you as a partner for things when you were a kid.
Here we have an expression, the weakest link. This one's interesting because the original Korean term, 깍두기, has a different nuance. The English translation provided here is the weakest link, which means the worst or the least reliable member of a group. We might use it in business or at work by saying, don't be the weakest link in your team. Or, Tom knows he's the weakest link, so he's trying to work extra hard. Here's our next scene.
과반 수의장만 찬성하면 그만둘 수 있대요. 9명만 찬성하면 여기서 나갈 수 있어요.
We can stop if more than half of us agree. If 9 of us agree, we can get out of here.
Let's focus on the phrase more than half. The phrase more than half of something is used when talking about deciding by a majority. So if more people vote for A rather than B, A wins. For example, the proposal needs more than half of the votes to pass. We also use the word majority in phrases like majority rule, majority vote, and majority decision. For example, we'll go with the majority vote on where to have lunch. Okay, now let's look at our final scene.
돈이 하나도 없는 사람과 돈이 너무 많은 사람의 공통점이 뭔 줄 아나? 사는 게 재미가 없다는 거야.
Do you know what someone who doesn't have any money has in common with someone with too much money to know what to do with? Living is no fun for either of them.
First, let's break down this long sentence into smaller chunks. So the main question here is, do you know what A has in common with B? And A, in this case, means someone who doesn't have any money. B here means someone who has too much money to know what to do with. Now, what does the phrase have in common mean? We use this to show that two people or things have similar characteristics or experiences. The structure is person or thing A has in common with person or thing B. For example, what do tigers have in common with house cats? Or, I have a lot in common with my sister.
돈이 너무 많으면은 뭘 사고 먹고 마셔도 결국 다 시시해져 버려.
If you have too much money, then it doesn't matter what you buy or eat or drink or whatever, everything. Well, it all gets boring.
In the next sentence, we hear the phrase, it doesn't matter. The verb matter means to be important or significant. Some common verb patterns include it matters, meaning it's important, or it doesn't matter, meaning it's not important. For example, it doesn't matter what brand you wear, or your health matters more than money. And finally, we hear the phrase, it gets boring.
결국 다 시시해져 버려.
Everything. Well, it all gets boring.
Here, the verb get means to become or start feeling something. It can be used with various adjectives, like get hungry, meaning become hungry, get angry, become angry, or get tired, become tired. For example, I'm getting tired, can we go now? Or, if we don't eat soon, I'm going to get really hungry. Okay, that's all for today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed learning some useful English phrases with this brilliant Korean drama. Keep watching with English audio or subtitles and notice how different phrases are translated. This will help you understand not only the words, but also the cultural nuances of both languages. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in our next video.